You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for a show to begin? I pray. Dear God, please let it be a good show. And keep it short, our Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. And please, keep the actors out of the audience, God. I didn't pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a story and a few good songs to take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there was a time when people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what did George and Ira Gershwin got for us tonight? Or, can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be sitting there in the audience. You knew that when the show began, you'd be transformed into a world of music and color and glamour, and you thought to yourself, my God, when are they gonna bring up the lights? Oh, how things have changed. Hello, how are we today? Oh. Well, I'm feeling a little blue myself. You know, a little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should even feel anxious at this age, you know. A little self-conscious anxiety that would result in a non-specific sadness. A state that I call blue. Anyway, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So, I was going through my records this morning, and yes, records. And I was just about to put on Meredith Willson's The Music Man. I had a craving for a young Ronnie Howard. Anyway, I thought to myself, no, let's have a treat. Let's disappear into the decadent world of the 1920s, where the champagne flowed while the caviar chilled and all the world was a party. Rather wealthy anyway. So I dug about, and what did I find? But one of my favorite shows, Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set, remastered from the original recording made in 1928. And it has the original cast, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. She's so elegant. And it was a full 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Can you imagine? Let me read you what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Of course, the term gay wedding has a different meaning now, but back then it just meant fun. And that's just what this show is, fun. So, would you indulge me? Would you let me play the record for you now? Oh, I was hoping you guys would say yes. You hear that static? I love that sound. To me, it's the sound of a time machine starting up. All right, let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928. You just arrived outside the doors of the Miniaci Theater in New York. It's very cold. Remember when it used to be cold in November? Not anymore. November's the new August now. It's global warming. We're all doomed. Anyway, it's very cold, and a heavy bit of sleet is falling from the sky, but you don't care, because you're going to see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't this wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Don't you just love overtures? They're out of style now. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you. Hello, welcome. The meal will be served shortly, but in the meantime, would you like an appetizer? And that's just what an overture is. A musical appetizer. A boo-boo bladder of tunes, if you will. Could it be something new? Sounds like a dance tune, kind of rollicking, maybe involving pirates! Don't worry, there are no pirates in this. Sorry. And here it starts, the moment when the music begins to build! And now you're only seconds away from being transported. Their curtain's gonna go up. I can't wait!
Mrs. Cottondale.
Oh, I do love this dress so. It never goes out of style.
It's a miracle, madam.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Could someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. Was such a pleasure airing it, restitching and repairing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will dong, wedding bells will ding-a-ling, and we will sing along. Wedding guests have come,
Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door, and soon they will appear.
The best man, George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought. Miss Cottondale, now don't worry. I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization. See, each stream represents a task yet to be completed. Pay the musicians, yell at the florist, book the minister. This whole wedding's gonna run like clockwork.
Oh, this gonna be a wedding?
I'm Felzig, producer. I lost my leading lady. I've gotta stop this wedding or I'm not worth squat.
I'm Katie, Miss Katie. I'm here with Mr. Felton. I'll be a leading lady if I get my shot.
we're pastry chefs.
Yes, pastry chefs. We cross our hearts, we're pastry chefs. No fakery.
A bakery is what we got.
My name is Adolfo. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Van de Graaff and when will she appear? It's Janet Van de Graaff.
I'm Janet Van de Graaff, here to marry Robert Martin, giving up a life of glamour to Tyler Young. Am I late? I'm the chaperone of Janet Van de Graaff, maid of honor, friend and confidant, and all that night.
Where's the bar?
A wedding, hooray!
Prohibition, madam.
A wedding, how gay! what is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. I circle through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix, I gotta fly. I'll see you when they tie the knots.
A wedding today.
Ding-a-ling,
Ding-a-ling. A wedding,
Well, they managed. All the characters have been played. We have a bride who's giving up the stage for love. Her debonair bridegroom, a fairy producer, flaky rodeo gangsters looking at Pinky, a flaky Corinne, a Latin Nazario, and an aviatrix.
almost happening.
What we now call a lesbian.
Surely happening.
And of course, my favorite character, the Drowsy Chaperone. What more do you need from an evening's entertainment? Isn't that wonderful? And we will sing along. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, I'll try to lead you through the record as much as I can. Don't worry, it won't be hard to follow. Now, we begin with a welcome from the love-struck groom.
Now, I must say, thank you. Thank all of you for coming. Why, I must say, I'm some lucky fellow. Who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamour showgirl, and that glamour showgirl would be willing enough to give up her successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, if it weren't for Prohibition, I'd say let's raise a glass.
Hear, hear.
To Miss Janet Van de Graaff, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not.
Excuse me?
The groom mustn't see the bride on the wedding day. It's bad luck.
I hope you heard that, because that's the plot. Basically, hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, just keep Janet away from Robert. You're the chaperone. That's your only job.
I'm on Captain. Oh, Robert, who's my little monkey?
I'm your little monkey.
Now, while the bride and groom are whisked away, we are introduced to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Getting married and leaving show business. Doesn't she know I got obligations?
Mr. Velvet! You don't need Janet no more. You told me yourself I'm no use in the chorus, so I can be a leading lady.
Kitty, for the last time you ain't got what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons in singing, acting, ballet.
Bellette.
Yeah, just last week I auditioned for Swanee Lake.
A little annotation. Kitty and Felsick were a couple in real life, Jack and Sadie Adler. Now, this is a familiar comic construct. A stupid woman and her long-suffering companion. Well, she appears stupid, but in the end she does something quite clever which makes everyone wonder whether it was all just an act. You see, the irony here is that Sadie actually was quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently. But still, she had a wonderful career on the stage. You see, at that time, the theater was the only place where stupid people could earn a decent living. That was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
Tea for Mr. Felsick?
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Ladies, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we
can give you something else to chew on.
Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected, although we stand here before you in guise of innocent pastry chefs. We are also
And primarily,
employees of a certain individual.
A certain individual?
a certain individual.
Who happens to be the largest single investor in Feldzig's Follies. He has sent us here
As pastry chefs,
to express his concern about Miss Vandergraff's impending nuptials.
specifically.
That if she gets married and leaves the show, then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you from somewhere?
No, you don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I have a cousin from Seattle.
Kitty! Ladies, you tell your boss the wedding is never gonna happen. You have my word.
We'll take your word, all right.
But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now I hope we've made ourselves perfectly eclair.
One can only hope.
You've just got to be kidding me.
I trifle much.
Don't taunt with me.
All right, you can drop the whole pastry chef routine.
Alas, we cannot.
We're on the lamb.
Lamb is an entree, you macaroon!
The gangsters were played by the interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall Sisters, Joan and Betty Tall. They were born Anastasia and Matilda Moloskowitz, but were renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They were the early example of a typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements, not very intimidating. Unless you find dancers intimidating. Which I do, but for reasons that wouldn't be appropriate for this situation.
We will leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Feldzig. For now, feel free to browse the dessert carousel.
Yeah, try the Toledo surprise.
It's to die for.
Holy cats, Mr. Feldzig! The gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now go powder your face. I've got to stop this wedding, but how? Oh, Lord in heaven, how?
I always thought that moment was overplayed. Anyway, with the story now on its way, let's head over to the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
The groom is played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He started out as the Albright toothpaste man. His fabulous smile adored every tube. Albright toothpaste was very popular in the early 20s because it contained cocaine. It's true. If you look on the label, it's the 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. Anyway, it wasn't long before he became a huge matinee idol.
Now don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is? Of course.
I love Percy Hyman. Now, some people say he was a bad actor, but to those people I say, shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror-Man. Shaking and quaking, trembling like them fraidy cats. Something big bothering you. You know what you've got? Cold feet, brother, you've got feet. You can make them cold feet hot with a little rhythm. Young feet, old feet can be uncontrolled. Rhythm make them cold feet strut down the aisle. Frosty arches ragtime swing, make frigid souls come alive and take that dive. Cold feet, schmold feet, turn them into bold feet, rhythm make them cold feet. Hot.
You don't say. Well, why don't you go climb back into your mud hole, you backstabbing worm? Well, now I gotta get another minister. Say, what are you up to?
Oh, I'm singing a song an old fella taught me. A Dixie remedy for wedding day jitters.
You think you've got jitters? You've got the easy part. I still gotta get rice, boutonnieres. I have the weight of your wedding on my shoulders.
Sounds like you've got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Bold feet.
What do I do? Scold feet?
No! You make the cold feet hot. Look at you, George. You're dancing.
I am? I am!
5, 6, 7, 8. Cold feet, turn them into bold feet. Rhythm make them cold feet. Hot. Whoa! Oh, they're hot.
Oh yeah?
You make the cold feet hot. You make the cold feet hot. You make the cold feet hot.
Courtesy Hyman was an amazing performer. I like to think of him sweating and panting after a long dance routine. Oh, anyway, I saw him on the news recently. He was celebrating his 100th birthday. To say that the passing years have taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. They wheeled him out, and he had that wide-eyed painful confusion face that only God reserves for the very, very, very old on their birthdays. You know, that one that says, "Who are you?" and "Who am I?" and "Why is this cake on fire?" You know? Now? All right.
That's enough of that. Dancing around like a fool.
Oh, I'm sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. It is my wedding day after all.
You could have snapped an ankle. Tap dancing is too dangerous. Why don't you go out for a skate instead? That's what I do when I need to blow off some steam.
George, what would I do without you?
Oh, wait. No. You can't go out like that, my friend. You might see Janet. Here, put on this blindfold.
George, what would I do without you?
Just looking out for you, my friend. And no more tap dancing. Wedding bells will ring.
Just leave it.
Wedding
does this
bells will
occasionally.
chime.
It does this occasionally and things.
Wedding bells will celebrate.
Father. Oh my God, oh my God. What do you want?
You reached my answering machine. Please leave a message and I'll call you back at my convenience.
Well, it's ruined. Thank you! Thank you, life! It's like a cell phone ringing in the theater. God, I hate that. Hi, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the theater ruining the moment. What about you? Oh, I couldn't get out tonight, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy! Sorry. Just take that off. Let's get back into our minds into 1928. You know, they didn't have cell phones in 1928, but I'm sure they had something for the ruining of the moments. Bugles or something.
The wedding time.
And so, the scene shifts, and we find the bride, the glamorous Janet Van de Graaff, as she entertains reporters while she lounges by the pool.
Miss Van de Graaff, is it true you're giving up a successful career to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes. Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile de France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We spooned briefly, and then he proposed.
So, are you saying he won't ever be returning to the stage?
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't.
Can we quote you on that?
Of course. One more question. Yes. Why in the world would anyone put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you flip the lights when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Janet, I'm begging you. Dump the mugs, stay with Follies. I'll give you anything you want. I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Oh, Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss Miss no more. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Janet, please!
Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind, and that's it. I quit. I'm leaving it all behind. I don't want to be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more. I don't want to wear fruit no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't wanna show off no more.
Not me.
Read her name in the news no more.
Page 3.
Get the glowing reviews no more.
Oh, gee, I don't want to show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't wanna show off no more. Off no more.
Not me. Woo! to show off.
She don't wanna show off, don't wanna show off no more. Don't wanna show off no more.
Wait! Where is she?
Please, no more attention. I've counted to 10. And I'm through.
Farewell.
Adieu.
Then swell.
You'll never see this.
Farewell. Then swell.
You'll never see this. Never see this. Never see that. Never see these again. I don't want to change keys no more. I don't want to strip tease no more. I don't want to say cheese no more. I don't care if you scoff. I don't want to be cheered no more. Praise no more. Grab no more. Touch no more. Love no more. I don't want to show off. She don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. No more. Did I miss something?
Well, it is painfully obvious that Miss Vandegraff has no desire to continue a life on the stage.
Can't you see it's killing her soul?
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
Encore, no more. Keep on shouting for more, no more. Disappear through the floor, no more. I don't want to show off.
That was Jane Roberts as the bride. She was known as the Oops Girl. Oh, surely you remember the Oops Girl. Don't you people read? She was billed as a girl whose sexual energy was so great that it literally caused the men around her to have accidents. Spilling their drinks, driving their cars into trees. Oh, shame on you! Anyway, she would always go, oops. Okay, I know I'm not doing it justice, but people ate it up. She made a whole series of films. Oops, Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Okay, begging and groveling didn't work. On to plan B, and for that, I'm gonna need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need a... What do you call him? A European!
La 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 la.
In enters Adolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Adolfo is played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic, Roman Bartelli. He's the one who later drank himself to death in his chateau in Nice, remember? Oh, you know, it was 5 days before they found his body, and by that time he had been partially consumed by his poodles. Hey, he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
You are Adolfo?
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Not the Aldolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Funny, you don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, what?
Why? I just overheard the groom saying that Aldolfo is a scoundrel.
What? Adolfo, a scoundrel.
Those very words.
Adolfo's a scoundrel.
It's like I'm hearing it again.
Why, this is outrageous. This man, he's saying this to to women, for bodies, for making love. Why? I must.
Just take matters into your own hands.
Yes, I must take this groom into my hands and kill him.
Yes!
Yes!
No. Don't kill him. Just hurt him enough so he can't get married.
Show me to this groom. Wait!
What?
What kind of man is this groom? A big man?
Well,
A burly fellow?
well, he's big on the outside.
No. Adolfo will not fight big men. Small, busy little dwarf men that Adolfo can punch far away. Ha! But no big men.
So you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, Adolfo is a lover of beautiful ladies. Some say I'm the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his...
Door!
No. The best way to get back at a man is through his...
Window!
No. Revenge! Back at a man through his...
Oh, there is no other ways! I am not Santa Claus coming down chimney!
Through his woman.
Ah, through his woman.
Yes, Aldolfo, you must seduce his woman.
His woman!
His bride.
Yes! Adolfo will make love to the bride. That will show people Adolfo is no scoundrel. Show me to this bride. Wait!
What?
What kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No.
A burly woman?
No, she's the... cat's pajamas.
Pajamas.
She's a looker.
Ah.
An attractive woman?
Yes. Show me to this cat in pajamas. Adolfo will make her burn
Stop it.
like a cat in pajamas.
Roman Bartelli chewing the scenery. Oh, you certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, now could you? You see, mature contemporary audiences are too sophisticated to enjoy broad racial stereotypes, so we've banished them to Disney. Let the children sort that out.
Yes, madam.
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. But remember, underling, we have to be discreet!
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition after all.
I am aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, that means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I understand, madam. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What is a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice
Vodka!
I see. It's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling, might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I could really enjoy a refreshing glass of ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
Thank you. That's pure vodka, you poop!
I hate this scene.
Well, now I really do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
Would that I were.
You can see where this is going, can't you? It's just a series of spit takes.
Your ice water, water, madam.
Thank you.
That's pure vodka, you poop! If you think about it, some elements in the Drowsy Chaperone were quite progressive. A butch actress playing the aviatrix, for example.
Your ice water, madam.
Thank you.
That's pure vodka, you poop! Yes, some elements were progressive. Others were stale in 1928. You know what? I'm gonna skip ahead.
To find some lime juice, madam.
For heaven's sake, why?
I'm going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Okay, you're probably asking yourself, what was that routine doing in the show? Well, it's simple. There's a song coming up, and they needed something to allow for a set change. It's mechanics. It's like pornography. Let me explain what I mean by that. In pornography, the story's simplistic. How do I pay for this pizza? Being the classic example. My point is, as in a musical, the story exists only to connect the longer, more engaging production numbers. What? Well, what kind of society will we live in if we can't discuss the difference between pornography and musical theater? Is this thing on? All right.
In a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
This is an interesting scene. This is the only time where Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell were alone on stage together. You see, Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was very well established and a force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
No, I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. I'm afraid we're fresh out of olives.
Have you ever been married, underling?
Heavens no, madam. If I'm going to serve a woman, I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you two. I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career to marry a man I hardly know, but somehow, for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, oh gee, I get all woozy. That's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness could be caused by a number of things. I mean, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She inspired and entertained troops in every major world conflict up to and including the Falklands War. But by that time, she was in her late 80s, and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy. But still, she demanded an anthem in every show she ever did, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you just couldn't say no to her. That's star power.
Really, you're not being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration. Dear, that's really not my forte.
Yes, but if you...
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
That was quite... That was quite nice, Chaperone, but I still don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Oh, that's not necessary. I suppose I'm just looking for sympathy.
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents. Antarctica, oh please.
Antarctica, no please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick yours, planet. Oh, so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along across life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and overturn. Then we stumble along through the blinding sunbeam, barely knowing right from right, nor left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird, there'll be no sound as we stumble along, as we stumble, bumble, 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 as we stumble
Don't you just love her? Basically, she sings anthems about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She does her own thing, what she wants. My mother used to be like that.
Well, that was quite inspiring, but I'm still conflicted. Just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that's something you'll have to decide for yourself.
But I just don't know if he loves me.
Then why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, do don't love me.
It's Robert. And I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep him away from me.
That's right. And I take the responsibility very seriously. However, at the moment, I'm feeling terribly drowsy. I'm afraid I'll have to take a lie down. But, whatever you do, don't go wandering into the woods, searching for your fiancé to ask him the question in which your future depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.
Such a skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. Oh, when will love come crashing through my door?
La 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 la.
Here, look who it is. It's Adolfo come to seduce the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think of poodles while you're listening to this part.
I am Adolfo, and you are the bride.
No, I'm not.
What? But this is the bridal suite, and you are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
I'm afraid you are a moron.
What?
Me? No bride. Perhaps I could take a message.
Yes, very well then. Dear Van de Graaff bride, I must make love to you and transport you to a world of ecstasy. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
Well, I'm afraid you found me out.
Ah, so you are the bride.
Apparently I am. Take me, Adolphus!
No, 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 not Adolphus. Adolfo, you must remember my name for when we are making love and you are screaming it. Otherwise, it will spoil the moment. How can I make you remember? Adolfo, a ladies' man who wins acclaim, Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am the same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you. Shall we?
Not so fast, so just in case you didn't hear, Adolfo, I'll try to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer, Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I do it now, but it would take hours. Now, let us see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
Now, who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how shall you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
Now, let me spell it out for you. For all you lovely ladies who didn't hear for some reason, because maybe you are hard of hearing or something. I don't know. It goes. I am Adolfo! Adolfo!
That was my mother's favorite song in the show. I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. I mean a real Latin lover, not a balloon. But still, that's what musicals are all about, huh? Romantic fantasy, falling in love at the drop of a hat, spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La da 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 la da 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 da.
Robert, look out!
Oh, don't worry, madam. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who am I speaking to anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, me, from France.
This scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
So, you are marrying Jeannette Van de Graaff, no?
Oui,
I hear she's very beautiful
oui.
and glamorous.
Ah, oui, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having difficulty placing your accent. What part of France are you from?
The middle part, where the baby's a toast, so tell me. When was the moment when you knew that she was the only one for you?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. We were on the Lido deck of the Isle de France.
Yes?
I was amusing her with a story of my father's oil interests.
And then what happened?
Well, then I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous eyes. And oh, I felt all woozy.
And you fell! And then you fell?
That's right on my keister. That's when I said, well, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dock.
That's actually what she said. And then that's when I knew it must be love. There was a time I could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the stair, the three-legged chair, the hem that's been caught by a shoe. When my two lovesick arms started flapping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so how be I happen to you?
And then what happened?
Well, then she joined in.
When men say I'm sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rags on the cellar.
A broken umbrella, a branch hanging loose from a tree. I can see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously. You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. And then what happened?
Well, when we kissed. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to
Wait. You kissed a strange French girl on your wedding day.
Oh no! What have I done? Wait!
Well, it seems that the blindfold and the fake French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. What a mess! Will it all work out in the end? Of course it will. It's a musical, it's not real. In real life, nothing ever works out, and the people who burst into song are the hopelessly deranged.
Mr. Felton!
Where's that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Felton!
How long can it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Felton! You don't need Janet no more.
Kitty, not now.
But I've been working on a mind reading act. Presenting Kitty, the incomprehensible. Now think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something, all right.
Oh, wait, I'm getting something. Pick up some milk and a loaf of rye bread, and don't forget to shave your legs.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
No one knew it was so easy.
Mr. Felton, it would seem that the wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
Now it's time you received your just desserts. What do you say, partner? Should we whip up something special for Mr. Feldzig?
Yeah, how about a Toledo surprise?
An inspired choice.
Toledo surprise, I've never heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those who have heard of it are generally never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up nice and slow.
Then you got your Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me again?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Felton.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then
And
you
you bake it up nice and slow. Then you got your Toledo surprise.
Let's give him a little taste.
All right.
Hold it! What style, what grace, what rhythm! Open those fists, now shake 'em! Now give me that recipe one more time. Da-da-da-da-da-da!
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up nice and slow. Then you got the Toledo surprise.
Now sell it!
Hit the peach, peel the skin, push it up, throw it in. That's a taste of Toledo surprise. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up, then you heat it up. If it tries to rise, don't let it, it's a snap. Try and roast, whip your whites, split your yolks, then you got a Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest.
I'm gonna go work on the contract.
Hey.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, Mr. Felton, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
You put gangsters in the show and you won't come in? They're not even in the union!
You got it all wrong. The new act, it's for you, Kitty. And these boys are they're your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats! But the hot Toledo does, hot Toledo does. Yes, Toledo, sugary yum yum. Squeeze the cream, freeze the pan, flick the spoon, push the pan, make the bust your tuxedo, Toledo surprise.
Wait! Aldolfo, he make announcement. Wedding is off.
What? For the love of God, why?
Aldolfo has made love to the bride.
Oh. Ew! That's not the bride, you idiot! That's a chaperone!
What?
The wedding is on.
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
I
I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you, only French.
Oh, sweet mother of pearl.
Underling,
Yes, madam.
what's all the commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there gonna be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. I'll show you how it's done. First you beat it up. Then you sweet it up.
Yes, Mr.
Then
Howard.
you heat it up. If it tries to rise, don't let it. Oh. Hey! Toledo surprise.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Now it's looking ready. Surprise!
You got it. Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This dessert takes the cake. Hits me like a torpedo. Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise!
Surprise! Surprise!
Everybody go!
Surprise! Chopper knives, pound the dough, bake it up, nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise. Then you got a 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 surprise. Wait till it's ready, surprise. Wait till it's ready, surprise. That's a tasty Toledo surprise.
Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Oh, yes, yes. But the tune is so infectious.
Oh, Robert, this is the saddest day of my life.
Bells won't ring, wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding time.
And that's it. The curtain falls and it's time for an intermission. At least it would be if we were sitting at the Morosco Theater watching the Drowsy Chaperone, which of course we are not. You see, I don't like intermissions. They yank you back into reality. 1 minute you're lost in a world of music and romance, and bang! You're surrounded by tourists. And then it's the whole talk about crinkling candy wrappers and the lack of women's restrooms. So cruel. Oh, this is a power bar. Oh. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals a day or else I get jittery. And you wouldn't want to see the alternative, believe you me. Believe you me? How are you liking the show so far? Oh. I remember my wedding day. I didn't have breakfast the entire day, and the ceremony wasn't until 4. I Are you surprised that I was married? Well, there you have it. Well, there you go. You shouldn't go around making assumptions, now should you? I'm a very complicated person. I have to pee now. But I promise I'll be quick. And while I'm gone, you guys can start listening to the second half of the Drowsy Chaperone.
And American lady don't see eye to eye.
But Emperor, sometimes a different outlook can change our point of view.
What?
Precisely. What is it about the Asians that fascinates Caucasians? What is it about the Asians that's so nice? Is it the wontons, the egg rolls, the rice? Perhaps it's Buddha or Confucius and their excellent advice.
What is it about Caucasians that mystifies we Asians? What is it about Caucasians that's so odd? They call a pretty lady a broad. They have hair upon their chest and they only have one god. Impossible!
I'm sorry. That song was not from the Drowsy Chaperone. It was from another musical entirely. I have this woman that comes in about once a month. Can you say that? I have a woman? Anyway, she cleans the things I absolutely refuse to clean. Oh, she's very good, but she has this annoying habit of putting my records away and in the wrong sleeves. Even though I tell her, no touch records, Carmela, no touch records. I suppose if I spoke to her in complete sentences, she'd stop touching my records. Anyway, that song started Act 2 of another Gable and Stein show, The Enchanted Nightingale, a degrading piece of chinoiserie that's about this emperor who is told by a magic bird to marry his American elocutionist instead of his betrothed, and then he ends up building the Great Wall of China. A slap in the face to 4,000 years of Chinese history. But it has some beautiful tunes. That was Beatrice Stockwell as the American lady. And did you notice Roman Bartelli as the emperor? Oh yes, he was a man of 1,000 accents, all of them insulting. Anyway, Act 2 of the Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings standing on her balcony, bathed in a pale blue light of a sympathetic moon. Which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Anyway, while you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. I know it will be difficult, but just block them out. They're not the best. But the tune is beautiful, and it truly communicates the bright state of mind. Ignore the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time, but he needed to climb and with other monkeys play far away. got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm just gonna pour myself a brandy.
Come, my little monkey, come, my little monkey, do.
The melody is so simple. It just floats in the air. And I must confess, I do get a little bit misty when I think of that tiny jacket lying there on the pedestal. Its long sleeves dangling on the floor. Oh, monkey, monkey, monkey.
You broke my heart in two. I'll always save that pedestal for you. Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey. Do.
Okay, here we go.
Wait,
Who are you?
I'm Janet Vandegraff.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy? No, no, no! I could rule the world if so I chose. Sigmund Freud sent flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein, she handed me a rose.
Now she really lets go.
Janet Vandegraff, ain't no nail that I can hammer. Why give up a life of glamour? Life of glamour, life of glamour. No!
I love this part. He's having a complete mental breakdown.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to spread mirth no more. Be the greatest on earth no more. I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't, I do, I don't, I do. I don't wanna show off. And I think sure, Janet, future is secure. Janet, millions will do just fine. But any future I could ever care to take includes just one two-timing cat who drives me Oh, Robert, what a fool I've been. Hapless fool. I know now that I love you and thrown it all away. I love you, monkey. Is love enough? Is love ever enough? I ask the stars above. Is it the monkey or my pedestal? I
Don't you just love that number? It has everything. A little Busby Berkeley and a little Jane Goodall. That's what I love about musicals in general. Whenever a character's in crisis, they sing and they dance, which is a lot more interesting than just whining about it. But that's the glory of musical theater. You see? This is what I'm talking about. This is life. You manage to be happy for 5 seconds, and then something starts ringing.
day for a wedding, isn't it?
Shall I have the pews removed now, or would you prefer I wait until morning?
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride is called off the wedding, madam.
Now, here are two vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't actually know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil plays the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. Actually, I tried to learn more about her. I looked through all my books and I searched the internet, but all the searches ended with Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyway, they're both charming.
Now why would you have the pews removed?
The bride is called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, Underling. Never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, Underling.
Yes, madam.
Why you can feel very close to someone on 1 minute, and the next, why I just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I am familiar with the urge to strangle, yes.
See, that is the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. 'Twas a happy fate for Hank VIII and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
I must point out, madam, Anne Boleyn lost her head.
Yes, but she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief, may I pose a question, madam?
Why, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do. Love is always lovely in the end.
Oh, I found that quite taxing. Excuse me, madam, while I pour myself a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love will never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me, and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot. Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that number was charming. But on some level, that number pisses me off. Now, I'm going to say something. And yes, I have been drinking. But I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, love is not always lovely in the end. Often, in the end, there are lawyers. And another thing, surely someone was aware of the awkward sexual connotation of the title? I mean, love is always lovely in the end? What? I mean, it's just me. Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is that number is naive and irresponsibly so. I'm sorry. I just feel like that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt anymore.
Oh!
There's a moment coming up that I've become very obsessed with.
There you are. Oh, chaperone, I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to the wedding dressed like that.
Oh, you poor dear, haven't you heard? The wedding's been called off.
Oh, not your wedding, mine. And that reminds me, might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married. But to who?
La 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 la. Ah, beautiful lady with baffled expression.
You're marrying Adolfo?
I know it sounds crazy, but when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love. Help me.
There you are. Look, I'm just gonna put my cards out on the table. I got a weak heart. Can't take the pressure. If this goes on any longer, the old ticker's gonna give out. So please, just tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank the Lord in heaven.
Adolfo and the chaperone are getting married.
What?
There you are! I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
We know.
You know?
Yes, we just heard.
But who told you?
I did.
And how do you know?
What difference does it make?
Mrs. Tottenham and I are to be married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
What? Oh, yes.
Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everyone's getting married except for the bride and groom.
Oh, Janet, I've been looking everywhere for you. Oh, please don't be that way. Look, can't you find in your heart to marry me? Janet, George's gone through all this trouble, and I do love you, more than I can say. Janet, it's our wedding day.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes. Oh, I just can't understand it. And I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that French girl, it was just like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
Oh, you mean you're Mimi? Well, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Why, thank you. I developed it when I played the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
There you are! Think of this. No matter how well you play the part of the happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, I just don't know. Oh, I'm so confused, chaperone. Please, just this one time, give me advice that is coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
Here's the moment I was telling you about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other and has brought me back to this record again and again. Here it goes.
Well, my advice to you is...
And here it is. Listen.
While you can.
You can't quite tell what she's saying because someone dropped a cane. I'll play it for you again.
Live while you can.
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
Live while you can.
Well, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it could just be a cynical quip. But this is a wedding after all, and that's exactly what you're thinking of when you're standing there at the altar. Live or leave. Then you have to live, because you do love her in some way. It's not exact science, An arrow doesn't come down out of the sky and point to the person you're supposed to be with. So you say it to someone. You say, I love you. And you basically phrase it as a question, but she accepts it as fact. Next thing you know, she's standing there in front of you in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes, and her nephew made the hapa. So what do? You say, I was joking, I was kidding! You live. You choose to live. And for a couple of months, you stare at the alien life form in bed beside you, and you think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And then one day, you say it out loud, and then it's trial separation and couples counseling, and all of your conversations are about her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction, and you're reevaluating and redefining and revisiting until you finally lose the deposit on your house, and the whole relationship ends on an ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and smashing against the living room wall. But still, it's better to have lived than have left, right?
Well, you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, Chaperone, you surely have a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes. I will marry him.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, Mr. Feldig, looks like this wedding is a done deal. Now you're in a truffle. And there's nothing you can do about it.
But there is. I found a replacement, a new leading lady. Presenting Kitty, the Incredible. Okay, Kitty, now concentrate and show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind. Isn't she amazing?
Well, what are we waiting for? You ladies go put on your frillies. We'll all get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
Well, George, I don't know how you managed to pull it off. 4 weddings in one day. I suppose you're everyone's best man now.
I am?
Yeah, of course.
I am. Hip hip hooray!
George,
the best man, George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought. He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Celebrate a happy wedding. Minister, you may begin. Oh no, I forgot the minister. Who the hell are you?
Give me a second.
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. In Rio, I was blending when my engine connecting. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly and let
for carnival.
Well, wait. The captain of a ship can perform a marriage.
Yes! And the pilot is comparable to a captain.
And an airplane is a kind of sheet. A sheet of the air. Some people call it an air sheet.
Oh, ship!
Yes! Wait, I got it, Trix. You can marry them on the plane, and then we'll have the honeymoon in Rio.
Hoorah! A bride and groom in a chapel may bring tears to the eye. But what a thrill when lovers drill. I do in the sky. When vows are said in a meadow. But love, I do in the sky. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. A bride and groom in the chapel may bring a tear to the eye. I do in the sky. When vows are said in a meadow, the bees and daffodils sigh. But hot winds rush when sweethearts gush. I do. Ooh, I do in the sky.
Look, up ahead. Do you see it?
Could it be? Yes, it's Rio. Well, hurry up, Trix. We got some honeymooning to do.
Then fly, then fly, then fly. It's such a thrill when lovebirds trill. Let's fly, and clouds meandering by. I do. Come in love.
Oh no. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay, everyone, stay calm. This happens occasionally. It's a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Okay, don't let yourselves get distracted.
It's the super!
Everyone be quiet.
Hi.
Hello.
Your lights are off.
Yes.
We're replacing the breaker panels in the basement.
Yes.
So we replaced it, but all the breaker panels in the basement tripped.
Yes.
So it's normal. But I have to replace your breaker.
What, now?
It'll only take a second.
All right.
I tried calling you earlier, but there's no answer.
Oh, yeah. I had a problem with my phone.
Here we go. What was that?
It was a record.
What kind of music was that?
Oh, you know, a show, a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love musicals. I go with the husband all the time. It's incredible what they can do nowadays. Have you seen Miss Saigon? They landed a helicopter on that one.
Yeah.
I've seen them all. Les Mis, Cats, Saturday Night Fever. I like the movie better.
Yeah, well, okay, bye. Well, it's ruined. One note away from the end of the show, and the mood is broken. I should just start the record all over. I can't do that. Look, you must understand. I love the show so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me this record. She gave it to me before my father left us. Oh, he didn't leave because of the record, but it surely wouldn't have helped matters. I know it's not a perfect show. The spittick seam is lame, and the monkey motif is labored, but none of that matters. It does what a show's supposed to do. It gives you a story and a little tune to carry within your head. And it helps you escape the dreary horrors of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue. You know? As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way.
I don't want to sing too
through life's crazy life.
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
Again, my son.
The best that we can do is hope on
We'll sing his song
as we stumble
along.
Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth.
like to thank everybody in the Miniaci, Shannon, Ben, Roger, Angelica, thank you so much. Gabby running our tracks. Our volunteers, come on out here real quick.
It's a fan club right there.
Mr. Raul Rivera, our musical director, come on out.
is somewhere in the audience. Miss Ashley and Miss Jocelyn also helped. And our first time having a new director come in, so I'd like to bring up Miss Chrissy Wright. Come on up. We would like to thank you for doing a wonderful job with these wonderful children.
I'd like to take this moment to thank the entire cast and crew and all of the parents for your dedication to the show. This could have never happened with all of you. Thank you so very much.
So guys, many of you guys were doing 2 shows at once, dance competition at once. So it was a very trying 7 to 8 weeks. And we tend to turn things around a lot faster than the normal school or performing arts place. So congratulations, you did a phenomenal job.